BMX bikes have low seats for a variety of reasons. First, the lower seat height makes it easier to put your feet on the ground while seated. Second, having a low seat allows you to quickly get back up from sitting on the bike without hitting your head or neck on the frame and handlebars. Third, because BMX-style bikes are designed with a frame that is closer to the ground than a typical mountain bike, they often have longer top tubes which require riders to sit farther forward in order to reach them. This means that if their saddle was not lower, then they would be sitting too far away from their pedals and would need an excessively long crank arm length, about 160 millimeters, in order for their knees to hit both pedal spindles when they are extended forward. Are you supposed to sit on a BMX bike? Typically, the saddle of a BMX bike is placed higher up than a mountain bike. This allows the rider to sit farther back on the frame while still being able to reach their pedals. A rider who sits too far forward will not be able to push directly downward on their pedals while driving them round in circles. This will cause loss of power and unnecessary fatigue. The seating position of a BMX bike rider is more dynamic than that of a mountain biker or roadie, as they often shift back and forth between standing and sitting throughout the duration of their ride. One way to determine whether you're sitting too far forward on your saddle is if you can't touch both pedals without extending your foot way out in front of you. What are the best types of BMX bikes with low seats for tall people? BMX bikes that have 12 or 14 top tubes are typically lower to the ground than their larger 20 counterparts. However, keep in mind that tall riders will not only need longer seat posts to raise the height of their saddles, they will also need longer cranks to compensate for their longer inseam. As people grow taller, their inseams gradually increase, making it necessary to replace smaller components with larger ones when building up a bike. Many riders find that the extra large 20 BMX bikes are the most comfortable for them because they allow you to maintain a more upright riding position and higher seat without having too high of a bottom bracket. Are BMX bikes comfortable to ride? Most BMX riders prefer riding bikes that are extremely stiff so they can maintain their speed and momentum with ease. However, if you're a tall rider who plans on using your BMX for commuting purposes instead of racing, then there's no reason to buy a super stiff frame. But in that case, you should consider an aluminum-framed bike since they're normally a little bit more comfortable than steel and they won't rust as easily. What are the benefits of having a lower seat on your bike? Having a lower seat can be an advantage in many ways. Here are just a few examples. 1. It allows you to quickly get back up from sitting on the bike without hitting your head or neck. This means that if you ever have to jump off of your bike in a hurry, then you won't have to worry about getting hurt because you couldn't dismount quickly enough. Additionally, if you ever end up in a collision with another rider or fall on your bike, then you will be less likely to get hurt. 2. It makes it easier to put your feet on the ground while seated. This means that as soon as you start slowing down, you'll be able to easily bring yourself and your bike to a stop without worrying about hitting your head on the frame or handlebars. 3. It allows you to keep a better eye out for all other types of traffic while sitting on the bike. This means that you should be able to see other riders, cars, pedestrians, and objects more easily because there's less stuff in your way. This will mean you should be less likely to interfere with other riders or get into collisions because of inattentiveness. With all that said, I personally don't think it's very important for people to try and lower their seats on BMX bikes unless they plan on racing the bike or using it for commuting purposes. Why are BMX bikes so short? BMX bikes are short, so the rider can easily do tricks and stunts on them, such as bar spins and tail whips. It's also easier for riders to quickly get their feet on the ground while doing these types of tricks because they don't have far to go before reaching the flat ground. One more reason BMX bikes are short is that they're smaller and lighter, making them easier to do tricks on. Bikes designed for flatland riding are usually longer. Those tend to be better suited for riders who want to do grinds over obstacles or ride street courses.